What's up, guys? Today, we are diving into one of the most mind-bending topics ever, the origin of the universe. We're going to look at the Big Bang Theory, which, let's be clear, isn't just a random guess, but a model backed by decades of intense scientific research. And we're going to compare it with a 2,500-year-old Buddhist text called the Aggañña Sutta. You see, Buddhism is unique because the Buddha explicitly told us not to believe something just because it's a tradition, or because it's in a holy book, or even because a famous teacher said it. He told us to investigate, test it against reason, and see for ourselves if it holds true. So today, we aren't here to preach. We're here to investigate. We're going to see if the ancient Abhasara energy matches the initial singularity of science, and if the Buddha was actually describing the transition from energy to matter, E equals mc squared, thousands of years before Einstein. Did the Buddha use a mental microscope to see the secrets of the universe? Let's find out. Before we connect the dots to science, we need to know, what exactly is this Aggañña Sutta? In simple terms, the Aggañña Sutta is the Buddha's explanation of the origin of the world and human society. He tells a story about how, in the very beginning, beings weren't physical humans like us. They were called as Abhasara Brahmas. Those are like mind-made beings of light, flying through space, feeding on joy. Over time, these beings descended to Earth, which was just a mass of water and darkness. They tasted the essence of the earth, which tasted like honey, and because of their craving for this taste, their bodies started to become heavy, solid, and coarse. Eventually, they lost their light, the sun and moon appeared, and they evolved into the physical humans we are today. At first glance, this sounds like a simple story, but let's look closer. So why did the Buddha use sometimes those simple stories? To understand this, we first have to understand the context. 2,500 years ago, terms like quantum physics, thermodynamics, or mass energy equivalents simply didn't exist. If the Buddha wanted to explain the complex, causal nature of the universe to the people of that time, he couldn't use mathematical equations. Instead, he likely used metaphors they could grasp. When he spoke of Abhasara Brahmas, light beings, and essence of the earth, or Rasa Pathavi, he wasn't just telling a folk tale. He was likely translating profound, ultimate truths into a language the ancient world could understand. It's like explaining a computer virus to a child by calling it a nasty bug. The metaphor is simple, but the underlying reality is complex and technical. The Big Bang is not just a guess, it is a robust scientific model. According to this model, the universe began as a singularity. In the earliest stages, there was no matter, only pure, intense energy and light. As the universe cooled down, this energy began to condense into subatomic particles and eventually atoms. This is where the Buddhist link is mind-blowing. The Sutta describes the early universe as being populated by those Abhasara beings, literally radiant or streaming with light. This can be seen as a metaphorical representation of the energy phase of the early universe. The Sutta describes these beings descending and their bodies becoming coarser and solid as they consumed the earth. This aligns fascinatingly with Einstein's E equals mc squared, the principle that energy and matter are interchangeable. The solidification of the Brahmas represents the condensation of energy into matter as the universe cooled. Modern biology explains natural selection, but science often struggles to explain the internal drive. What exactly makes life want to survive and adapt? Buddhism suggests a deeper psychological foundation, tanha, craving. In the Sutta, the transition from light beings to physical beings happens because they craved the taste of the earth. In a philosophical sense, evolution might be driven from the inside out. We developed eyes because there was a craving to see. We developed limbs because there was a will to move. Evolution, therefore, could be seen as mind shaping matter over millions of years, driven by the persistent energy of desire. One of the hard problems in modern science is understanding consciousness. Is it just brain chemistry? Buddhism views life as nama-rupa, mind and form, a symbiotic relationship. Think of consciousness as software and the physical body as hardware. The sutta suggests that consciousness, the abhasara energy, settles into the physical environment of Earth. Evolution can be viewed as the process where the software, mind, desire, gradually develops and upgrades the hardware, the body, to function better in its environment. It's a self-evolving system. We know from evolutionary biology that the earliest forms of life, like bacteria, were asexual. They didn't have genders. They reproduced by simply dividing. Sexual dimorphism, male and female, evolved much later. The Aggañña Sutta explicitly states that in the beginning there was no distinction between male and female. It says gender characteristics only appeared much later as beings became more coarse and their desires more complex. The fact that an ancient text from 2,500 years ago correctly identifies that life began as a non-gendered entity is scientifically remarkable. Finally, we must pause to consider the sheer magnitude of this achievement. Today, we rely on the Large Hadron Collider to understand particles, the Hubble telescope to see the cosmos, and electron microscopes to see cells. We have spent billions of dollars and centuries of collective research to arrive at our current understanding of the universe. The Buddha had none of this. He had no telescope, no microscope, no computer, and no laboratory. He sat at the foot of a tree in a quiet forest 2,500 years ago. His only tool was the human mind, refined to a state of absolute purity and concentration. Through the power of his own consciousness, he penetrated the veil of reality. He saw the arising and passing away of universes, the nature of matter, and the roots of biology, not by looking out, but by looking in. It is truly humbling to realize that the simple stories he told his disciples millennia ago are now being validated by our most advanced quantum physics and evolutionary biology. It serves as a timeless reminder. The greatest laboratory in the universe is not in a building, it is within us.